Stephano best of 7 final. Game number 1 is live. Got a Korean versus a Frenchman. Protoss versus a Zerg. And it's going to be an awesome series. Kev, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Ohana, Millenium Stephano.
Ooh, wow. Alicia seemed a little bit nervous over that.
What do you even say to that? Good luck.
Nothing.
Good luck is what he says to that. In the top left-hand corner of Ohana is Alicia.
Now, Ben, in finals like this, all the small things will matter, of course. And I don't know if you noticed, but in the start, when Alicia tried to send out 1 probe to build a pylon, he actually selected 2 probes and sent them out straight away. Now, that's not going to have a major influence on the game, but those are the things that has to go into your mind. You want to play flawless, you want to play perfect, and how often does it really happen in ladder that you have to select 1 probe, build a pylon, and instead you pull 2 or even 3? Those, of course, come with nerves, and Stephano, needless to say, has a lot more experience playing in grand finals of international major events than Alicia has.
And Stephano very seldom loses in those grand finals, Kev.
That's true as well. Stephano made it to the final of IPL, he won that one. Made it to the final of ESWC, he won that one. Made it to the final of Lone Star Clash, won that one as well.
In fact, the only final that I know of that he's ever lost was Assembly.
Against
he lost the Pulse.
Yeah, so. But he took his revenge for that one.
And I just want to say this about Stephano. I really feel like he's sort of reached the next level. I mean, I've talked to him a lot. We were casting him before anybody knew who he was.
Yep.
And we've kind of followed him this whole way. And there was a time when he said, no, I'm not the best. And there was a time when he said, I'm really good, but there's a lot of people that are better. And I talked to him yesterday, and he said, I'm going to go to Korea, and I'm going to be the best player in the world. And it was the first time, I swear to you, the first time I ever looked into his eyes and I saw fire blazing. There was passion there.
Yeah, well, it was also the first time I've ever seen Stephano go to bed at 8 p.m. So, so in that way, Ben, I think you're spot on. I'm super excited about these finals. I love that we have Stephano over here. I really don't think we could have wished for any other Frenchman. But maybe Le Tot.
Macro openings on both sides of the map, Kev. Cannon already going up for Alicia. Stephano going for that very fast 3 base that we know him for.
I love that Alicia went Nexus first, by the way. Opposite of MC. MC who always try to go Forge first and then followed up with the Nexus. Alicia's cutting a few corners early on, but it's okay. How often do we really see Stephano cheese?
Never.
Pretty much, man.
Never. Never in ZVP. Sometimes he'll mix it up in the other matchups, but he is very, very consistent in his ZVP. Perhaps to a fault, Kev. But, you know, people have been trying to solve, quote, Stephano style for a long time, and the kid just keeps winning.
He sure does. And we've seen Alicia yesterday. We saw him against Red. And then we often say when we cast PvZ, you see people going for Roach Immortal build, or a Roach, wow, Roach Immortal, that would be really good. That was actually Idra's favorite build back in the day.
Man, Roach Immortal is one of my favorite unit compositions.
Yes. Same goes for Idra. Of course, I mean Immortal Sentry, and we always say like good force fields because it's not hard to make good force fields. You have 7, 8 sentries. But the force fields that Alicia made yesterday against Red, those were insane force fields. He made pushes work with 85, 90 supply against 150. And that's insane. And I really think if he is going to beat Stephano, it's going to have to come down to stuff like that. Just absolutely insane good force fields. Not decent force fields, not okay force fields. Everything is going to have to be perfect.
He's going to have to get a lot of bang for his buck when it comes down to his units and how much he's able to get out of them. So, I mean, but he can do it. He showed us that he can do it. His back was against the wall against Red, and it was enough.
Yeah, it was down 0-2. Came back 4 in a row. Zealot is going to make its way over to the other side of the map. Of course, Alicia does have a little bit of international tournament experience since he did make it to the final of 1 MLG, where he unfortunately for him lost against Dongrego, but still, of course, outnumbered compared to Stephano.
Scouting Zealot poking around in the middle of the map, and man, he's been running a marathon. He went all the way to Stephano's creep, and now he's going back to the Zelnaga Tower.
It's not the worst map to do that, though. Oh, that looks good. It's not exactly as beautiful as Belshire Summer, but hey. I wouldn't mind retiring on Ohana.
I would definitely vacation on Belshir Summer, but I would have my summer home on Ohana.
You see 2 more gates going up in the main base for Alicia. +1 is more than halfway done as well, but I don't really have the feeling that he really wants to be aggressive with this. He's on 44 workers, Stephano's on 46 right now. It's 7 minutes, 20 seconds into the game. That's about the time you expect Zerg to overtake Protoss. Or maybe even a little bit quicker, so Alicia did a very good job. And we see the Twilight Council being walked in.
Yeah, 4-gate Twilight Council, interesting, and it's a lot different from what we've been seeing out of the Korean Protoss players all weekend long. We've been seeing a lot of Stargate play, we've been seeing a lot of 4-gate Robo. I don't know that I've seen a single guy go straight Twilight Council, Kev.
Well, we see the robotics facility being wiped in now as well, so I kind of wonder where he's going with this. He has a lot of gas saved up. Maybe we're going to see Dark Templars and Warp Prisms. Is that possible?
Sure, DT drop is definitely a possibility, but actually Blink starts up along with +2, so maybe Blink Observer, which is a little bit surprising. Ohana's not the most friendly Blink map out there.
Zealots of Stephano, Zerglings of Stephano trying to get a sneak peek up on the ramp of Alicia, but nothing to see there for Stephano. Stephano's on 65 drones right now. Layer is on the way. Zergling speed is ready, so it's going to be a little bit easier for him to scout. And so far, Stephano did not even sacrifice an Overlord.
Stephano's got some drones that are misrouted in his natural Kev. A couple of drones following one. These guys are like, hey, dude, just want to watch you work, man. You're really good at carrying those minerals.
Pretty big deal, actually. It's 4 or 5 drones for Stephano not working, and it's going to be hard for him to spot that since the Overlords are kind of blocking the side.
It's like, a little bit of a skirmish out here in the middle of the map. Zealots on this Zelnaga tower getting surrounded. They've got +1, and +1's pretty good against Lings. Stephano has enough, though, cleans it up. Takes that map control, sees everything except this third base. He doesn't know it's down yet.
A little bit sloppy, but he's going to make his way over right now with a lot of Zerglings. We have a lot of sentries over here for Alicia. We have a lot of stalkers. So Alicia is going to be more than just fine for now. And Stephano is just going to react to this with more drones. He's already at 65, so he's going to go up to 72. And most likely we're going to see pretty quick Brood Lords.
Stephano does confirm that the third base is there. And what is the response going to be? There's the infestation pit. Although he is making quite a few units. He's got +1 attack on his Zerglings being upgraded. +1 armor is finishing, Roach speed finishing. We might see Stephano get aggressive with Roach Sling as he takes that 4th base. And we do see that drone going out. He's going to go ahead and start that 4th.
I mean, this is a very wide open area. It's going to be hard to drop those perfect force fields that Alicia is most likely going to need if Stephano wants to be aggressive. But we still see him making more and more drones. I don't think he's really going to commit to this. Of course, you can always try to make something happen with multiple. And look at this, by the way, man. Ridiculous quick +3 on the way for Alicia.
Yeah, excellent upgrades here for our Protoss player. He's got these Immortals out. He's got a lot of sentries. I mean,
both players are playing so extremely blind.
Yeah, he looks really, really safe, Kev.
No, he does look really safe, but look at Alicia's view. He has seen absolutely nothing since that Zealot who just really wanted to complete the marathon and get that medal.
And he got it. Gold medal for him.
World record?
As we move into the later stages of the mid-game. Infestors popping out for Stephano. Still no hives starting up. He's got a lot of drones. Going to be up to over 80 drones in just a second.
Fourth base going up as well. I'm so surprised that Stephano never tried to sacrifice an Overlord in the main. It just seems like it doesn't really matter. Wow, 11 more drones on the way. It's crazy. He's going to already...
look at his building placement in the third base of the Protoss player. He's got tight chokes all over the place. His natural completely walled off. There's only one place that Stephano can easily attack. As Alicia starts to posture a little bit, just moving out into the center of the map.
Spire is on the way right now for Stephano. Still absolutely pretty much nothing happened besides that engagement between those Zerglings and the Zealots. Both players playing incredibly safe. Stephano is going for the Spire now as well. That's most likely just a Spire for eventually Brood Lords and maybe a few Corruptors to deal with Colossus if you would need to. Alicia picks up an Overlord over here. We see the Dark Shrine being wiped in as well.
Stephano closing in on his max as he spots Alicia out in the middle of the map. And I don't know if Alicia's got enough units to really fight Stephano right now. Lings are dancing around.
There's so many sentries, though. He's going to need to drop a lot of force fields.
Oh, some pretty good ones, but the Lings still going to get up from behind, and they can close in on this. Those are not perfect force fields. Good ones blocking out these Roaches, but the Zerglings will close in. And critically, a lot of Fungal's going to go down. Infested Terrans as well, and every single sentry is going to go down. Every single Immortal is going to go down, and Stephano pushing forward makes it look easy. battering Alicia all the way back into the third base, and Stephano looks like he's going to just keep coming. Another Immortal falls.
Well, Stephano is finally losing a lot of units as well, but needless to say, that was a great fight for Stephano, taking out all the sentries, taking out all the Immortals, and he's still killing Stalkers as well. And look at the bank that Stephano built up.
Killing some units out here in the middle of the map. Stalkers just sacrificed, and Stephano now sitting on a 40 supply lead. Hive is done. Greater Spire is morphing.
We've been talking about it pretty much the entire game. If Alicia wants to make something happen against Stephano, and the way that Stephano is playing ZVP right now, he's going to need absolutely perfect force fields and army positioning, and that was far from it.
Those were not perfect force fields, Kevs, and we do have a couple of DTs making their way over here into the third base. There's no detection there, but there are some infestors. No energy for fungal, though.
He's going to start focusing the hatchery. As you said, there are infestors, so he could drop a fungal.
No, he doesn't have energy. No energy for fungal, so another infestor is going to come forward. Will he be able to save the hatch? DT's take a lot of damage, but will they die fast enough? No! And the hatch goes down. Small victory there for Alicia.
Alicia, meanwhile, during all this, immediately during that Dark Templar harass, he warps in his fourth Nexus. And if Alicia goes up to 4 bases, then suddenly it's going to be all a little bit more scary. But that Greatest Fire is on the way. The infested count is there. And I still think Stephano is going to feel quite comfortable in the position that he's in.
Yeah, Greater Spire finishing up. He will not be caught without detection again. I'll guarantee you that. But that was a big deal. Alicia cuts off the 7th and 8th gases of Stephano for a pretty long time in doing that. And that's going to make the Broodlord count slower in terms of it reaching critical mass. First Broods are morphing. Stephano at 180 supply against 150 of Alicia. But a 4-base Protoss, Kev, is a big deal.
4-base Protoss is so much more scary than 3-base Protoss, because 3-base Protoss can get all the upgrades. 4-base Protoss can actually replace the armies. And, well, 3-base Protoss helps with the infrastructure and stuff. I'm a little bit surprised that Alicia only tried to take out the hatch with the Dark Templars, didn't try to send a Dark Templar somewhere else on the map. He has a robotics facility as well, could have done something with a War Prism. We see a War Prism.
Ling's going to make their way up into the natural expansion of Alicia. They're going to get a couple of Stalker kills for sure, and one Sentry gets picked off. I don't know how they managed that. They just sort of snuck past. Will be cleaned up eventually, but that's certainly annoying, and another one of those things that you might perhaps attribute to the nerves.
And the good thing is for Stephano there as well, that he spotted the War Prism, so he knows it's there, and of course he knows about the Dark Shrine as well. Since he saw Dark Templars before, so that's going to help out a little bit. He might actually be more prepared. Alicia's army supply is actually bigger than the army supply of Stephano right now, but Stephano does have a lot of money. And
a very scary army, Kev. Well upgraded Zerglings, Broodlords, Infestors. Not something that's very easy to attack into regardless of your army or your supply or your economy.
8 Broodlords and 7 Infestors. Production top is pretty much empty for Alicia. Alicia sending more Dark Templars over here, but we see the big engagement going on over here. Fungal's landing.
Stephano wants to fight, does land a Fungal, but then decides that he wants to back off just for a second, waiting for the Broodlords to get their good blinks. Look at that Fungal, huge Fungal. Zerglings still pushing forward, and Broodlords raining down on top of this army. Infestors just locking down Alicia. Stephano going to do some good damage here, but he's losing almost all of his Lings. Lings are, I mean, they're basically free at this point in the game.
And I believe those 2 Dark Templar, well, this fight definitely went very well for Stephano. He's going to try to land more Fungals, and he does
great
get a
Fungal there.
Fungal.
Catches about 5 Stalkers. Good blink there by Alicia's Infested Terrans. I don't know what they're trying to achieve.
But meanwhile, Ben, these 2 Dark Templars had a field day in Extra. Actually, only had 8 kills so far. More Zerglings streaming in. But all of those Broodlords, they're still there. Not a single one of them.
Those Broods are very exposed right now, Kev. Infestors don't have energy. But Zergling reinforcements do show up just in time. You can see Alicia thinking about blinking down on top of that, but with the Zerglings there, that would have been a terrible, terrible idea. 3-3 finishes now for Stephano. So
he actually does go for the forward blink. That's not enough. He might be able to pick off 1 or 2 Broodlords.
But the Lings are here, and that's going to cost Alicia a lot of these very, very important Stalkers. He does lose a few before backing off once again. Stephano's basically transitioned into purely Zergling Infestor Broodlord. 22 Lings, more Infestors on the way, and upgrades going down everywhere. Big run by. Alicia leaves the front door open. Stephano's got Lings in the third, Lings in the NASL, and a lot of probes are going to die.
And still the armies over here as well. We have a Dark Templar taking his way on all of these Infestors. So Stephano is actually losing a lot of Infestors, but he's dealing so much damage in the main base and in the natural.
Massive damage. The third base has been completely shut down. So many probes are dying. Over 40 workers lost already, and the Broodlord's still raining down on the 4th. Reinforcements streaming into the 4th, and Stephano doing massive damage to Alicia, who's sitting on just 50 supply.
Wow. All that Alicia has right now are these couple of stalkers left defending the port base, and he calls GG. Stephano takes the first map.
Wow, really well played there by Stephano. Alicia managed to get to 4 bases, but Stephano didn't care. He was just like...
The first fight went so extremely good for Stephano. That's the fight he could have only hoped for. He perhaps didn't even really want to take that fight, but it just worked. He swarmed around with all those links, those roaches. It was more of a fight. Let's try to see what's possible. Well, apparently he was able to take out 6, 7 sentries and 3 immortals, and that makes your life a lot easier.
Excellent play from Stephano. Takes the first game in this best of 7 series. Game 2 coming up.